Welcome to the Introverted Doctor Podcast, the podcast that uncovers myths, mistakes, and misconceptions that holds healthcare professionals back from living their best life at work, home, and play. I'm Dr. Lalit Chawla, and with each episode, I'll be focusing on different aspects of a healthcare professional's life, such as communication techniques, mindset, routines, tools, and strategies, with the goal to show how to eliminate anxiety, trip-ups, and unwelcome results that come from ineffective communications. So first of all, I want to apologize that I am not releasing the Haley Wickenheiser interview this week, as I mentioned last week on the previous podcast. And that's because I wanted to talk about some things that are really weighing on so many people's minds right now. And that is all about being self-isolated and breaking routine. So who isn't a bit tired of this new routine? I think so many people want to get back to some of their normal activities, maybe not all of their normal activities, but things such as, getting together with friends, playing sports, having their children go back to school. Even some of the most introverted people I know want to socialize more. People are going a little stir crazy at home. So much so that I ended up writing another chapter in the second edition of the COVID-19 Pandemic Guidebook. It's a free ebook copy that you can get if you go to the website, theintroverteddoctor.com. And thank you for all the many kind comments and feedbacks regarding that guidebook. It's very much appreciated by myself. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. Many people are finding this as a very helpful guidebook, and please feel free to share it with your friends at home or at work. It was intended to really put some structure into what's happening. And I'll share with you a little funny thing that my 14-year-old daughter said as I was writing the book. I was about 8 days into it, and she said, "Hey, Dad, when are you going to finish this book? You have to release it before the pandemic's over, right?" And I was like, "Yes, I do. And thank you very much for your kind words of wisdom. What do you want now?" So anyway, so that she kept me on task. So anyway, people are getting a little cooped up and a little antsy. Even if you're still working, it's still not the same. Some of us are trying to homeschool, work from home, stay healthy, stay positive, follow the information on the pandemic, all the while trying not to gain weight for some of us. Now, every day also seems very similar, and there's definitely a lack of variety in most of our day-to-day routine. We can't have dinner parties, we can't go visit the same way with friends, go watch our children's soccer or baseball game, and other similar activities. So a few people reached out to me and asked me, what are some key strategies that they should be doing to make the most of being at home in this challenging time. So I'll share with you 8 key things to do to feel better and some key mistakes not to make in this time. And especially a couple comments not to say to children if you have kids at home. So the first is, break in routine. Well, who hasn't had their routine disrupted in a major way? I personally have been, staying up later and reading, writing, and yes, watching a movie or two when I know I should be sleeping. The one thing that kept most of us sane is that we had a structured routine, whether we went to go to work, take our kids to school, exercise, or socialize. For example, we all had this routine, but our cues to stay on track are really gone. Now, here are some helpful suggestions to overcome this issue, and so we don't get into the slippery slope when you start to feel out of control. So the first thing is, create a schedule that you must follow. If you don't schedule your life, you won't do it. Write things down. There is tremendous control to having your day, week, month written down. The reason most of us stay on routine is because we are conditioned to complete daily tasks, to wake up, make breakfast, shower, etc. I know personally speaking, if I don't have any purpose or something to do, it's a bit harder for me to get out of bed. So that's the first thing. The second thing is sleep on time. I'll admit I've been a bit relaxed, both for myself and my kids. Really not a good parent in that way. But that when you don't sleep, you're not creating a better sense of wellness for yourself. As individuals, sleep is so vital to creating a greater sense of control. Sleep rejuvenates our mental energy and our spirits. It's okay to have some days where you have a fun night, but that can't be every day. Otherwise, bad habits set in, and then when you finally have to get back to routine and get back to work, you'll despise the change. Plus late nights, it affects us the following day as well. So staying up late, you're inadvertently affecting the following day. And also children need routine and they need role models. So we as adults have to set that example. And so that's enough said about that. Number 2, guilt. Okay, so if for some reason you don't follow your schedule, eat too much, drink too much, don't beat yourself up. Don't be your worst enemy. I believe that everyone is feeling some guilt because they're not following through with creating or living their best life. Even the people who teach it and model it, so they're having a tough time. So go easy on yourself. Just do better the next day. We're hearing messages that this is a wonderful time to learn to do something new. And yes, that's true. I've said it, and right now I'm learning how to cook, much to the shock and disappointment of my kids who, although they do love my eggs, they're like, oh, do you really have to try to cook supper? I'll even, my daughter, she has said, my eggs are not too bad, which I take in teenage translation as the best eggs that she's ever had. So I'm learning how to cook, but, sometimes we can't even do those things. So here's the thing, learn something new, contribute something new, but don't be your worst enemy. There are enough people in the world that are willing to take that role to, take you down. Don't you do that to yourself. Guilt should not be something you perfect. Do better next time and use a bit of guilt to get you motivated, but don't let it build up so much that it affects your self-esteem in a negative way. Number 3, get a friend. Connect with a friend or two and get on the same program. Talk daily and connect. Social isolation is really a poor term. It implies we can't talk to others or have, that we only have the ability to talk to our family members. We have the technology that allows us to FaceTime, text, and talk with each other. Make a pact with others and do, few-minute conversations every day. Do a 7 to 14-day challenge where you try to keep each other accountable to avoid certain bad habits such as staying up late, drinking too much, or binging on Netflix. Contribute to someone else's well-being daily. Me and a friend of mine, we're reading and discussing a nonfiction book right now. So we have a 2-person book club. Create something unique. Number 4, this is a big one, alcohol. Well, too much consumption of this is really a little secret that I don't think a lot of people want to admit right now. My concern is that once the economy opens up again, people will be, trying to detox themselves and trying to get back to normal. People are drinking more now than they ever did because, they're bored and it seems like a relaxing thing to do. Know your limit. The Canadian Centre of Substance Abuse recommends a limit of no more than 10 drinks a week for women, with no more than 2 drinks a day for women, and 15 drinks a week for men with no more than 3 drinks a day. most days. Now, I speculate from the people and patients I've talked to or people who have been in touch with me that this is, in this quarantine time, they're drinking beyond that recommended amount. So if you think you are doing that, limit yourself accordingly. Note, however, if you or someone you care about, if you feel that you are exceeding this amount and you want to quit, do not quit on your own. Call your healthcare provider or detox center to help you. It's really dangerous to your body, especially to your brain, to quit on your own without medical supervision. The other thing, alcohol is a depressant and really interferes with your quality of sleep. It's not going to help your mood and overall well-being in the long run. You may also do things or say things that you might regret. That's the end of that sermon. Number 5, exercise. I'll be brief here. You know this is the right thing to do. You must move your body daily. Stretch it, walk it, move it. When your body moves, you feel better. You clean the toxins from your body. Schedule this daily. Exercise will help your immune system too. Start small, but do this daily. In the Pandemic Guidebook, Anthony Cheam, who wrote a certain section of the book, has some great videos there to help you. So take a look at that if you like. Enough said. Number 6, know your crutch. Everyone has a crutch that moves them further down the road to feeling out of control. For me, I know that I cannot start a Netflix series. I just don't have the willpower to stop watching it. So I limit it to just movies where I know that there will be, it'll be done. There will not be a cliffhanger. I've watched Netflix series in the past, and when I see one episode, I think it's only 22 minutes and it'll be done. But then next thing I know, I'm watching the next one. An hour passes, and I'm always thinking I'm going to have control, but I don't. And so I just don't start it anymore. A Netflix series, it pulls me from doing things that are really important or constructive, or doing, or getting engaged in things that are more connecting, like such as engaging with my kids, or reading or writing, or reading. So try something new if that's something you're having trouble with. I'm reading a lot of books nowadays, more than I did before, so that's the key. So what is your crutch? Is it alcohol, soda pop, eating chocolate, gossiping, all of them? The first part of improving our actions is to know what it is that takes us down and takes us in the wrong direction, and to avoid it. So try something new. As cliche as it may sound, use this time to do something positive. I think people will feel guilty if they don't use this time wisely. One of the regrets people have when they die is not about the things that they did, but about the things that they never did. So when this pandemic is over, can you say that you did a few constructive things, even if it's just one? Make that part of your new routine. Number 7, family meetings and homeschooling. Talk as a family as how you're going to manage this whole thing. If you have kids at home, homeschooling is an issue for you. As much as I truly adore my children, I did not plan for them to have a 7-month vacation at home. They need to learn something, negotiate with them so that they keep a routine too. Kids need a routine and role models too. If they see you're not doing things constructive, why should they? Really, why should they? I'm asking. Unless you have angelic children, you'll have to settle for a certain number of hours of successful studying. Try to link them up with other classmates to work together. Every school and child is different, so use your judgment to create a more successful home. Having family meetings on a scheduled basis helps create a sense of shared purpose. Children are a lot smarter than we really give them credit for. Have them involved in the pandemic process. Note, they may also learn some other skills that may not be school related. I'm teaching my 9-year-old son how to play chess, and he's also learning how to type on a keyboard. There's some great online tools for that. I'm also going to teach the kids how to paint walls, how to take out the garbage, clean toilets, do dishes, mow the lawn, real life skills that are going to help them in the future and also help me for the rest of my life and their entire life. This next point, I really hope this doesn't come off in the wrong way, and I know it won't apply to many of you, but please remember, don't tell your friends or your kids, because your kids will hear this, I'm so tired of being at home with the kids all day. They don't understand what you mean by that. In a child's mind, all they hear is, geez, I'm a burden to my parents. The kids don't need to hear this type of messaging. They also have broken from their routine, and it's so easy to say something off the cuff and essentially is disrespectful to them. So it's not helping their self-esteem. And I know, sometimes we say things we don't mean, but it's just a friendly reminder. And I know this won't apply to many of you, but sometimes we're just unconsciously aware. Number 8, the last and final point, is limit your digital technology and news. Right now we have so much news about one topic, and that is getting tiresome in so many ways. How many of you are tired of listening to this all the time, but you can't seem to pull yourself away from it because it's fascinating, it's concerning, informative, yet it's also anxiety, producing, all in the same time. And and this is okay because this is a normal response to be engaged in that way. But we can't be overstimulated because we need to catch our breath. So, how much Facebooking or other social media or news media are you consuming? Can you and should you be taking a break from it? My recommendation is take daily breaks from it and think about times that you'll be media free. And I personally recommend not consuming anything first thing in the morning and at night, especially 1 hour before you're ending the day. Try even a whole day when you're taking a break from it, or even half a day where you're going to say no technology. Because too much stimulation takes us away from being present and living in greater peace. And that's all I want to say for that. So in conclusion, if you're not doing any of the above, start with 1 or 2 of those suggestions daily. Don't dwell on guilt and get support from other people. Develop a team. Teamwork is essential. It's hard to do anything worthwhile without the help of others. We should all work together. One last note. I really believe in writing things down and using tools such as daily planners, journaling, and reflecting, which is also a big part of the part 6 in the pandemic guidebook, and it's there to help you. And many people are finding that very helpful. There's things that will work for you. So take a look at that. The most successful and healthiest people use tools like that, which are in the guidebook. So I really encourage you to do that. It's hard to manage routines and accomplish things otherwise. So here's a summary, for everything I've talked about, and I have it written in a way. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A for alcohol management. B stands for breaking routine. C stands for know your crutch or your weakness. D, digital distraction, monitor that. E for exercise. F for friends. And G, guilt. Don't make yourself guilty. And H for home life or homeschooling. And there are also some other relevant and popular episodes to visit that might serve you or revisit in the podcast show that I do. The episode 3 is the 4 core areas to creating meaningful, lasting change. Episode number 16, accepting change, moving forward, and the 1% principle. And episode number 20, which was very popular, was how to overcome boredom. I hope this served you. Please share this message with others. And if they walk away with even one golden nugget or reminder, then it helps build better energy and helps create a greater community. Stay calm, find your daily joys, and live with intention. A shout out again to all my friends and colleagues, nurses, doctors, other allied healthcare professionals who are working so hard to keep our society safe and healthy. And a shout out to all the beautiful people who are doing the right things by social isolation and connecting with others and helping the vulnerable people in this time right now, and they could really use our help. I'm Dr. Lalit Chawla, and thank you for listening. May excellent health and happiness and magic grace you and your loved ones. And if you like this podcast episode, please go to theintroverteddoctor.com and you can sign up. You'll get the weekly email reminders of what the next episode is coming up. Hope you have a great weekend and have a great following week. Thank you.